What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be doing a Las Vegas Raiders. I almost called them the Oakland Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders 7-round mock draft. Keep in mind, I only know so many prospects, so once we get into these later rounds, it's a lot more about positional value as opposed to nailing down a specific player. We're just kind of generally filling out what the roster may need. Obviously, not a great season. Pete Carroll got fired. I can't remember what they did with the GM. Chip Kelly's at Northwestern. Not a fantastic year, but they've got some pieces. If they get the right coach in there, and if they, kind of nail these draft picks, I think they could actually be, a decent, competitive young team. Um, but we'll have to see. Obviously, with the first overall pick, they're lined up to go a quarterback. And as I speak right now, the Big Ten championship. That's what it feels like. The national championship semifinals between Oregon and Indiana is going on, and Indiana is putting belt to ass right now. I mean, it's bad. I have always been a Fernando Mendoza guy. He was my Heisman for probably most of the season. Once we hit week 5 or week 6, I think he started to really just pull away with it. He's got the size. He's got a good enough arm. He's pretty mobile and athletic for his size. He's got the head for the game. I also like Dante Moore. Tonight was certainly a rough night. I don't think that really sways too much of his view from teams in the public, but it only solidified my pick that Fernando Mendoza should be the first quarterback and first player off the board. With their second pick here, I would have liked to have gotten one of these edge players. See, funny enough, a lot of people thought that the Raiders winning against the Chiefs didn't hurt them because they got the first overall pick no matter what. But actually, what it ended up doing is it ended up slotting them at 36 instead of 33 because in each round it rotates. It's weird. It's a weird rule. But it may end up costing them a pretty valuable piece. I like Josh Josephs a lot to the Raiders. But we pick with what we are given. And given this, Emmanuel Pregnon would be fun. He's been phenomenal. He's been really solid all year. I think you certainly consider Surratt here. Maybe consider Jennings Dunker here. Saraveld here. But if Keith Abney is staring you in the face, I think you have to take Keith Abney. Your secondary is garbage. I couldn't even name you one player back there, to be completely honest. He has the requisite size, requisite arm length for a corner. He's versatile in the schemes that he can play. And I think he's a fantastic player. So Keith Abney is the selection here. Going into the 67th overall pick, Dante Corleone is here. Anthony Lucas, Torian York, Akeem Messidor is here, which in my opinion is an absolute steal. I personally could see Messidor going in the first round. That's how much of a disruptor I think he has been. So for that sake, I'm not going to take him here. In real life, if he's here, you run that pick to Roger Goodell and you push him out on stage and make him pick it, because it would be a slam dunk, no doubt steal. But assuming he won't be here, because I just don't think it's realistic. Dante Corleone is interesting. Didn't have a fantastic year. I was hoping to see some more from him, building off of last season. But still a solid player. I'm not a Chris Brazzell guy. You already have Deontay Thornton. Deontay Thornton? No. You already have the Tennessee receiver from last year. I'm blanking on his name. It might be Deontay Thornton. I'm thinking of somebody else. Who was on the Chiefs? I don't know. I don't like Chris Brazzell either way. I'm not a huge fan of his. I'm not a huge fan of Jacoby Lane. You don't need tight end. Derek Moore is interesting at this spot. Jake Slaughter, Blake Miller, Nicky Prongos. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. That's another fun one. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren could be fun and just completely overhaul the secondary with just solid plays and playmaking ability. And also kind of like Blake Miller as a versatile tackle who you almost can just plug and play and see what you got. I think I like it better than Jake Slaughter. Skylar Bell's here. Here's another guy similar to Akeem Mesidor who I just don't think will be here. I think he's going to be one of my guys in this draft. Huge Skylar Bell fan. I mean, he just gets open. I think the NFL is trending towards away from the dominant big X physical receivers. Obviously, they're still needed and there's still a place for them. But I think it's trending towards guys who could just get open and give you something after the catch. And I think that is absolutely what Skylar Bell can do. Once again, I don't think he'll be here, though. I think we might go... I think we're going to go Blake Miller. You have to do something about that offensive line. You have too much talent with your receivers, with Mendoza, with Ashton Jeanty. You can't get him killed back there. And what a way to piggyback off of Blake Miller than to go Chase Besantis. The grades don't back it up, but he had a pretty solid year for Texas A&M. I think that's the pick. Jayshon Barham would be interesting because they still haven't addressed edge position, which Malcolm Kuntz is a free agent, I believe. Tyree Wilson just has not panned out to what they needed. It's rough, but so is the offensive line. I think you probably prioritize keeping Mendoza upright and giving him the best chance to perform to his best ability, which I think if Besantis is here, that is a slam dunk pick. J.C. Davis could have been a pick too. I think he has the chance to move inside. I kind of missed him. I might even have liked him a little better than Chase Besantis, but yeah, man. I actually probably, if I had seen that, I probably would have gone Barham. Because I think Barham brings a bit of juice that you kind of need on the outside. And then gone J.C. Davis here. But I could certainly see a Washington Redskins. They were the Redskins at the time. A situation where you kind of double dip at quarterback. I think Carson Beck has kind of bounced back from just a rough year last year. I think he's one of the few older quarterbacks who returned to college who actually helped their stock. I mean, guys like Klubnik and Aller just plummeted. I think Carson Beck's actually someone who kind of rose it a little bit, not quite to where he was before last season, but I could see that. You still need help on the defensive line. Kenyatta Jackson's here. He's a solid all-around player. Maybe hoping with someone with more juice. Tim Keenan's a nice, just big, beefy, run-stuffing tackle. SEC blood. I just don't... I think I like Carson Beck better than these guys. What's receiver look like? Eric Rivers, Bryce Lance is interesting. I like Kevin Coleman. I think I like Carson Beck here, honestly. I really do. That's what we're going to go with. Damone Claiborne's interesting. Kind of just provides a lightning to Jeanty's thunder. And I know Jeanty has a little bit of lightning too because he's just phenomenal. But if the new coaching staff is interested in you know, a different style of running back. Justice Haynes is also here. I don't know if he's committed or not. If Justice Haynes is committed, then this is absolutely the pick. I think he's electric. I think he brings some home run hitting ability. Serious home run hitting ability. Kenyatta Jackson is still here. Man, I think you have to go edge. You need to get another body on that line. As fun as this pick would be, I think you have to. You have to go defensive line there. Oh, Tanner Koziel. Oh, catch ball specialist. Who cares if you don't block at all? If you can catch 70, if you catch 3/4 of your contested catch chances. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Oh, man, you don't really need him, though. You still have Michael Mayer and obviously have Brock Bowers. Max Llewellyn, double dip at edge. That would be a solid selection, I'd say. You also could get another piece in the secondary. Not super familiar with some of these guys. What was that? Hold up, what was that? I don't know what college that is. Never seen that in my life. Oh man. Could double dip with Max Llewellyn. Could triple dip with Logan Jones. Can't go wrong with some Iowa Trench players late in the draft. Mil Wagner. Bud Clark is a guy. Versatile nickel defender. What does running back look like? I did like the idea of going running back. I don't know much about. I think Desmond Reed is just really small. Yeah, he's just really, really small. Jaden Knott didn't have the year that he was hoping to have. Rashul Faizan. I think for the sake of just getting dudes in the room that lack dudes, we'll go Max Llewellyn here. Pick 181. I'm starting to become... actually, you know what? Here it is. Here's the pick. Kevin Coleman. Get another receiver in there. Trey Tucker's got to be coming towards the end of his contract, and getting another body in there can't hurt anything to help your rookie quarterback. As I was saying before I saw Kevin Coleman Jr., we're starting to get to the point where I really am not familiar with many of these names. I know Bud Clark. I feel like I always go like Bud Clark and Kevin Coleman at the end because they're just names I'm familiar with. But yeah, like I said, he is just a bigger, versatile nickel defender. I think actually had a better season. I wouldn't be shocked. He's going up a little bit. I think he's a solid player. And we're going to go with it. Just going to roll with my dude, Bud Clark. They need any secondary help they can get. So, here at pick 219, we've already double dipped on quarterback. No sense in triple dipping. Shout out Chili's. What position could we? We've double dipped on the O line, double dipped on the D line. Is there any linebackers around here? I don't think they have fantastic linebacker play. Lander Barton. Just got the size. I like a good full size linebacker. I feel like nowadays you just get little guys you could put in your pocket. 6 foot, 215 at linebacker. It's like, dude, you're just like you're the size of a big receiver, man. Like Chris Brazel's bigger than that. And so I definitely value size. I mean, that's just terrible. Size don't matter if you can't do nothing with it. Hey. 6'6". 6'6", 225. Golly, man. What is it with USC defenses? Don't know how to tackle. I mean, some of these guys got the size, but they're just dog shit. 232. That's not bad. You could put a few pounds on there. We're just a little off the rails at this point. I need to pick a player to get this thing over with. Rayshon Benny, Michigan trench player. Hard to go wrong with that. There we are. It's the last pick of the draft. It's been an interesting one. Let's take a look at what we got going on here. Let's zoom out. Yeah, there we go. PFF likes my draft for once. They usually absolutely hate the selections that I make. And I have to shit all over them because they don't know what they're talking about. But this time, I think they're spot on. We got Fernando Mendoza in the first, Abney in the second, Miller in the third, Basantis fourth, Beck fifth pick, not fifth round, but fifth pick, Kenyatta Jackson sixth, Llewellyn in the fifth, Kevin Coleman in the sixth, Bud Clark in the sixth, Rayshon Benny in the seventh. I think with this, you kind of just hit all points of necessity. You get bodies on the O-line, you get bodies on the D-line, you get bodies in the secondary. You get your go-to guy at quarterback, and hopefully you get a good coach to pair with him. And maybe you're a competitive, pesky little team that teams don't want to play. We'll see. I'm very curious to see who they hire. Hopefully it's someone who can maximize Fernando Mendoza. Let's say that. Hopefully it's not Brian Callahan. If you liked the video, drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. Let me know what picks you like, what picks you hate. Any opinions on the draft at all. I'll go down there and take a look whenever I get bored. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.